Do you ever get that feeling like you're just drowning in busy work? Well, today we're going to look at 10 AI tools that can actually help you get your time back. Beat that burnout and reclaim your life. Let's just dive right in.
Wow, this quote, it just hits home for so many of us, right? You spend the whole day just busy, but when you clock out, you feel like you've gotten absolutely nothing real done. It's this crazy paradox of the digital age, isn't it? The very tools that were supposed to give us freedom have kind of trapped us in this endless cycle of just unproductive work.
But what if AI could actually be the solution here? The initial hype is kind of dying down, and what's left are these genuinely useful tools that are starting to pop up. We've done the hard work. We've waded through all that noise to find the AI apps that actually deliver on that promise of saving you real, valuable time.
All right, first up, let's talk about taming that daily grind. You know what I mean, all those little administrative tasks that just nibble away at your day. And we're going to start with one of the absolute biggest culprits, meetings. Okay, so with something like Otter.ai, it's a really simple shift, but it's incredibly powerful. Think about it. Instead of scrambling to take notes, you can actually be present in the conversation. And then, after the call, boom, you get a full transcript and a neat little list of action items. I'm not kidding. This one change can seriously save you hours every single week. And it's not just about taking notes. AI can literally act as a guardian for your time. Your calendar, that is prime real estate. And if you don't actively protect it, meetings will just swallow it whole. So a tool like Reclaim.ai, it automatically goes in and carves out time for your important habits. Deep work, lunch, you name it. That way, you're not playing calendar Tetris all day long.
Automation isn't just for coders anymore. Not by a long shot. With tools like Zapier, you can just describe a task in plain English, and it'll build the automation for you. It's kind of wild. I mean, this expense report example is a great start, right? But you could automate almost anything, like saving every social media mention to a spreadsheet, or getting a daily digest of all the latest industry news sent right to you. The possibilities are huge.
Okay, so we've automated some of the small stuff. Now let's level up and look at how AI can help with the more complex work, things like research and writing. And this is where we see a massive difference between those general-purpose AIs and the really specialized tools. I mean, we've all been there, right? You Google one simple little fact, and suddenly it's 20 minutes later and you're lost in this deep rabbit hole of SEO-optimized blogs. Ugh. Perplexity just completely changes the game. See, it's not a search engine, it's an answer engine. So instead of just a list of links, you get a direct, synthesized analysis with all the sources cited. It literally cuts your research time from minutes down to seconds.
And speaking of writing, we have to talk about this problem of AI slop. I'm sure you've seen it. It's that content that's, well, it's technically correct, but it's just stuffed with these generic, formulaic phrases and has zero real substance. The thing is, not only is it totally unhelpful for human readers, but search engines are getting way, way better at sniffing it out and penalizing it.
So the big question is, how do you avoid creating that AI slop? Well, the answer isn't just write better prompts. It's about using the right tool for the right job. These specialized AI writing tools, they're trained on very specific types of content. That means they can spit out drafts that are way more nuanced and way higher quality, requiring so much less editing from you. And this table here gives you a really good snapshot of the landscape. Look, a general tool like Jasper, it can be great for brainstorming or churning out a bunch of simple content, for sure. But if you're a professional, you're going to get so much better results from a specialized tool. Think Content Monk for marketing, PaperPal for academic papers, or even Novel Crafter for fiction. It's about matching the tool to the task.
All right, now let's get to the really fun stuff, creative work. For so long, things like video and music production, they required super expensive gear and really specialized skills, right? Well, AI is completely blowing that wide open. It's making it possible for pretty much anyone to create truly high-quality content.
Descript is an absolute game changer if you do any video editing. Get this, you edit the video by just editing the text transcript. It's so intuitive, it's crazy. And it's packed with these amazing AI features. Studio Sound can clean up your audio with one click, and the eye contact feature will literally redraw your pupils so it looks like you're staring right at the camera, even if you're reading a script. Wild stuff.
And we're also seeing this new wave of AI tools that are way more focused on privacy. Take Fancy.ai, for example. It's a free face swapping tool, but it doesn't require you to log in, and it automatically deletes your files after 48 hours. I mean, that is such a refreshing change from the big tech players who seem to want to collect every scrap of data they can get their hands on.
Music creation is also getting a massive AI overhaul. Tools like Wave Music can generate seriously high-quality, royalty-free music. We're talking stuff that's good enough to just drop right into a professional video project. It means you can literally create a custom soundtrack for your next video in just a few minutes. It's incredible.
So look, with all these amazing tools out there, it's really easy to get excited. But, and this is a big but, it's so important to be mindful of which tools you're actually using, because not all AI platforms are created equal, especially, and I mean especially when it comes to your privacy.
A recent analysis looked at 30 different AI platforms and found this huge gap in how they handle user data. It turns out the big names, your Geminis, your Alexas, they often use your data to train their models. That's why they score so low on privacy. But the smaller, privacy-focused tools, they're usually built on a totally different business model, one that doesn't depend on harvesting all your personal data.
And it's not just about privacy either. There's this whole other world out there, this sort of underground economy of independent, open-source AI tools. You're not going to see these guys advertised during the Super Bowl, right? These are the tools that developers are actually using to build the next generation of applications. It's an amazing place to discover some seriously powerful and innovative AI that you've probably never even heard of.
And that really brings us to the most important point of all of this. The goal of these tools, it isn't to cram more work into our day. It's not about becoming more robotic ourselves. It's about becoming more human. The point is to compress all that drudgery, the stuff a machine can do, so we have more time and energy for the things that really require a beating heart and a creative brain.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. If you actually reclaimed, say, 10 hours next week, what would you use them for? And don't just fill that time with more work. Use it for something that actually matters to you, something that makes you happy. Because really, at the end of the day, the only productivity metric that truly matters is a life well lived.